Welcome to Webinar Wednesday. Today we're going to look at the CFO role in Business Central. We're going to look at a bunch of tools and features that will help you as a business leader make better business decisions. We're going to look at CFO dashboards, income statement by dimension, and two forecasting tools, sales and inventory and cash flow. Let's get started.
Are you tired of searching in multiple places for the data that you need to make informed business decisions? Well, the dashboards in Business Central can be tailored to today's modern CFO to provide real-time data, not outdated data, to allow you to see the true health of your company. Let's take a look. On the homepage of Business Central, there is a wealth of information available to us, and what we see is initially based on the role center that we're using. I'm going to navigate to the gear icon over here and go to My Settings. And we'll see that we're able to change our role in this section over here. So we see that I'm currently signed in as a business manager, but there's also multiple out-of-the-box roles here. And whichever role we choose is going to determine what we see when we first log in to Business Central. So in this case, I'm logged in as the accountant, and we'll be able to see that the information provided to us is more tailored to what an accountant would want to see, so such as what the cash account balance is. So I'm going to navigate here back to my business manager role, and I believe that the business manager role is the best out-of-the-box role center for a CFO. Okay, just keep in mind that these can all be completely customized. And we can't get overwhelmed by the amount of data that there is on the homepage. But Microsoft has utilized visual indicators to allow us to focus on what needs attention most. So for example, we can see that our overdue purchase invoice amount is $112,000, and we got a little red bar underneath it here. This red bar would indicate to us that there's something amiss and we would need to take a look into it. Same goes for this tile here. We have 36 ongoing sales quote. It's highlighted in red, so that's just a quick visual indicator for when you log in that this is something you need to look at. What's great about these amounts here in these boxes is that if I hover over the See More, we see there's an underline on it, and that means that this is a hyperlink and that we can drill further into see what this amount is made up of. So let me demonstrate that right now. I'll click See More here, and we'll get a list of all of the purchase invoices in the system that are making up that $112,000 amount. So let's explore this role center a little bit more. On the top of the page here, we can see that we have some shortcuts available to us. So this customer, vendor, items here, and so on, these are shortcuts to these particular windows. Intelligent Cloud Insights is a great page to see other key performance indicators about your company. Okay. And we have other actions as well. So right from the home page, we can start creating a sales call with the click of a button here. Let's scroll down and see what else is available to us. So we have an option here for user tasks and approvals. So if there's any pending approvals for you, you can access those here right from your homepage. As we scroll down more, we'll see there's a section here for insights. So this is showing us, for example, some of our favorite accounts. So if you wanted to see the status of some of your cash accounts, you can see them right from here. We do have some graphs as well. Many graphs here that we can flip back and forth between. And what's great about these graphs is that they're dynamic in that if we hover over one of the bars, we can see additional information about what's making up the data in these bars. And we can even drill in, if we click on one of the bars, to the customer associated with it. Okay, as I move on here, we can see that there's even a section here showing us a mini trial balance. So this isn't our full trial balance, it's more of a compressed view, but it's a great little snapshot of the health of our company. And as well, we do have a report inbox, so you can schedule reports to run for you every morning so that when you log in, they'll be here in the inbox ready for you to pick them up and analyze them. And finally, I just want to touch a little bit on Power BI reports. So these can be embedded throughout the system, not just here on the home page. And if you're not familiar with Power BI reports, it's a great tool. They can pull data from many different sources, and therefore there's really an unlimited amount of reports that can be made using them. I'm just going to expand this one here quickly, just to show you guys some of the options. So these are completely dynamic as well. And for example, as I click on things here, in this one graph, it changes these other graphs for us, okay? So very powerful tools. And we do have Power BI experts here on staff at Profit, available to help with anything, building reports or getting them set up and connected. So as we can see that these dashboards here in Business Central, they're great for CFOs and other business leaders. They allow you to make quick and strategic business decisions, and that's by using Business Central in the right way. So that's by getting your dashboards and your homepage set up correctly. And then therefore, all the information that you need and want is right there at your fingertips when you log in. Income statements in Business Central can be run by dimension. What that means is that when you run an income statement, you have the ability to view only certain departments or customer groups. For example, today we'll take a look at the setup of some of these dimensions, and we'll run an income statement by dimension just for fun. So here we are on my demo environment. I'm going to navigate to my dimension page. We can see that we currently have 4 dimensions set up in the system, but today we're mostly going to be focusing on this department dimension. Let's look at the dimension values. We can see that there's currently 3 different departments in the system. We got an administration, production, and sales department. Now, what running an income statement by dimension means is that we can run an income statement and see only the results of the sales department. Let's see how that would look. To generate an income statement, I'm going to use the search option here, and I'm going to type in income statement. And this brings up the reporting options for the income statement report. We can see here that I'm running it for a 6-month time frame. And to run it just for that sales department, I can use this little ellipsis button here and choose sales. If I preview this report, we can see that we only get results for the sales department. Whereas if I ran it for no filter here in the department, we get results for the whole company. Running income statements by dimension is a great way to see the health of each segment of your company, and this can be done quickly and easily, allowing greater time for the analysis of these income statements and for other tasks. Please contact Profit Business Group for any help in setting up dimensions or any Business Central reporting needs.
As a CFO, understanding our sales forecast is important. Being able to change parameters in that forecast model is required. The sales and inventory forecasting tool inside of Business Central uses artificial intelligence model in Azure to predict future sales based on historical sales. It also allows you to avoid inventory shortages and allows you to make best use of your cash flow. So let's jump into Business Central so I can show you the sales forecasting tool. So I've gone into inventory and gone to the item list here. And on the item list, if I scroll down, I'll see there's a fact box now that says forecast after I've run the forecasting tool. What this forecasting tool is it'll show me an inventory forecast or a sales forecast. So let's start off with the inventory forecast. So as you can see, I've highlighted Athens desk here, and I can see that I have 4 in stock of this item, which is the quantity on hand today. And based on future sales, it's going to say that my inventory forecast is -14 on hand, -28, -43. So as you can see, it's changing over time here by month. And same thing with sales forecast. As I can see, I have a sales forecast of 18, 14, very similar numbers to what we saw before, and sale of 15. Also from this fact box, what I can do is I can actually create a purchase order directly from here. So based on my model right now, it's saying my inventory model is saying that I have 14 in the 3rd month from now. It's saying I'll have -43 on hand. So if I was to create the PO for this item, you're going to see a PO gets created, and it's for 14 items. So from the inventory forecasting model, as you can see, I can make good use of potential cash flow and inventory outages, and also help with creating POs on the fly. Let me jump into the sales forecasting model setup. So if I go to sales forecasting, and inventory setup, I'll notice that there are some parameters that I can change. So I can change the variance that I want. I can change the forecasting model to be month, day, year, week, whatever I want, out for a 12-month period. Stock warning, so this is the 3-month window that I was talking about when I created it. Based number of historical periods it looks at, also the time series model that it uses to determine the sales forecast and inventory forecast. So I have these different time series models I can use. And then I can also show the last run date here. To run the model, the other thing I can do is I can go new. I can actually set up a scheduled forecasting. So I could say, based on the schedule, run this every Monday, Tuesday and Friday, whatever I want. I'll go back out of the schedule here. So the other thing we can do is under new is I can actually update the forecast and can run this manually. And that is the parameters I can set from the sales forecasting model. And then I'd rerun that and it would change my values based on rerunning the model. So if you'd like to learn more about sales forecasting or need help with setup of sales forecasting and inventory forecasting, please contact Profit by going to www.profit.ca. Thank you.
Cash flow with Business Central.